Hey everyone, it's PJ from Coppercat Books filling in for April today. Today I am joined by local author Carson Adams, who's here to discuss his new book, Project Resonance. Carson, thank you so much for joining me on the program. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. So, can you tell us a little bit about your book and what it's about?
Yeah, so the book is about our main character, Haley. She lives with a voice in her head, which is the only constant of her life.
Mm-hmm.
When she takes a new job in North Santa Cruz, she's offered answers about her past that she never had thought she'd get answers for.
Okay.
And so it takes place over the course of one night. And as the night goes on, obviously, more answers come. And it's a story about whether or not you want the answers or you don't, right? Are they worth getting, or do you want to live without them?
So we were talking a bit off camera. This is a supernatural thriller, you said?
Yeah, it's a supernatural thriller with science fiction elements.
Okay.
Some conspiracy elements as well.
Oh, what kind of supernatural elements can we expect from the book?
The voice in her head is a pretty supernatural element, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
She also has some level of supernatural powers, I guess let's say.
What was the inspiration for this book?
Just the love of storytelling.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a book I want to write for like 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
It was originally a feature. Realized that it wouldn't work in that format, so then I tried writing it as a TV script. That didn't work. So then I had to teach myself how to write a book.
Right.
So, because the type of story I wanted to tell wouldn't work in any other format. Because I thought about graphic novel as well, because I love graphic novels, but that wouldn't have worked either. So, book was the only format that would have worked. So that's why I wrote.
So you were telling me this started off as a screenplay, right?
Yeah, it was a feature screenplay.
Feature screenplay.
I got about halfway through before I swapped it to a TV screenplay.
So jump to a TV show.
Yeah, and then the TV screenplay is basically the first 3 chapters of the book I wrote.
Oh, okay.
So I basically adapted the first script I had to the first 3 chapters, and then after that, the ball just kept rolling.
So how did you know when it reached novel format, like this was the right format for the book?
I wrote the introduction. The opening, like 4 pages of the book that's basically an intro to the story, I knew that it would work. Yeah, I knew it would be the correct format to do what I wanted to do with the characters.
And speaking of the characters, the main character's name is, remind me?
Haley.
So without spoiling anything, can you talk us through a little bit about who she is and the kind of thing she's going through?
Sure. Haley is I would call her an emotionally stunted person who wants to connect with others but can't due to her circumstances that I can't really spoil. But she's hard-nosed, or hard-headed, I guess I should say. She wants to do everything herself, but the voice in her head is kind of like a parental figure in her life. So she has a trusting relationship with it. Then that's explored inside the book between the two of them. But yeah, she's just a hard-headed, emotionally stunted character who wants to connect with other people but can't.
Gotcha.
That's who she is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of us can relate to that. Right?
Yeah. I mean, again, the best characters come from yourself, right? So obviously there's pieces of her that came from me. There's pieces of other characters that came from me that I shouldn't mention because of spoilers.
I saw on your Amazon page that we're going to be talking about trauma. We're going to be talking about inner conflict a lot.
Yeah.
For the people out there that might be going through something similar, they're battling their own inner conflict, what do you think they can take away from this book?
I guess they could take away an idea that they don't have to run from their trauma, right? I think a lot of us decide to bottle it, hold it away, and try to push it out of our lives instead of embracing it. And this story is a lot about that as well. It's about embracing who you are and what's happened in your life. So I guess one thing you could take away is that, yeah, you should face your trauma instead of running from it, and have it be a piece of yourself. Instead of a piece of yourself you try to take out.
And this is especially fascinating to me because when I think of thriller, I think of like really fast-paced external conflict. But it sounds like this is going to deal with a lot of inner conflict too.
Yeah, it's a slow burn, I guess.
Yeah. Tell us about that. What does that mean?
To me, a slow burn is just, it's more focused on character work than anything. Because I think personally, my philosophy with storytelling is complex characters, more simplistic story. Because again, this story takes place over one night, right? It's kind of like a bottle episode in a way. It's kind of like a bottle episode.
A bottle episode for our viewers being a TV episode where they're really short on the budget, so they have to
it takes place
do
in
like
one
one
spot.
set and
that
limited
stems
characters.
from it being a feature script originally, because I was like, there's no way I'm going to get any money for this. So I was like, I need to be able to make it one location while also setting up something for later down the road. So yeah, slow burn just to me usually just means it's a lot of character work.
That's great.
And it's slow in the sense that there are constant reveals in the story, but I take the time to stop and analyze how all the characters feel about these reveals and where they lead next and where they might recontextualize things of the past.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I always prefer my stories to be character driven.
Yeah.
I love to spend a lot of time with the characters.
Yeah, because I think when you finish a story, you don't remember the plot as much as you remember the characters in the story, right? I think I take an approach from like tabletop RPGs in a way where I like to build a character and then give them something to do, and obviously write it based on what they would do in any given situation. So yeah, I built Haley as a character first before I even said, okay, what do I want her to do?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What age range would you recommend for this book? Is this something we can read in front of our kids, or is this
No.
we gotta wait until the kids are in bed?
Yeah, the kids. Here's the thing: for the most part, the mature elements of the story are the themes, right? Like they're not themes that like a 10-year-old's gonna be able to be like, oh yeah, I get it. But like, yeah, if you're like in high school, I guess. I mean, again, when I was younger, I read things that I probably shouldn't have read. Yeah, I watched things I shouldn't have watched. I mean, listened to music I shouldn't have listened to. So, I mean, if you read the back of the book and think to yourself, this is something I want to try, go for it. I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah,
I can't just come to your house and be like, no.
Yeah, we're not gonna knock on your door.
Exactly.
Or anything.
I'm not like the FBI. I'm not going to come to your house and say no. So yeah, I mean, I would recommend it for like high school.
Okay,
Right.
cool. And I did see on your Amazon page, which, by the way, where can they buy your book, Carson?
They can get my book on every major platform at this point. I have it on Nook. It's also available on Goodreads and Fable as well. It's available on Amazon. It's available on the Roku one. They have one. It's like Nook.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's available on everything at this point. Apple Books, Google Books. Yeah.
And would there happen to be a used bookstore that you're doing a signing at some point?
There would be, yeah. I'm doing a book signing for this book at Coppercat Books on October 11th. I'll be here from noon to 3.
Yeah, come say hi to Carson and get a copy of his book, and you'll sign it, yeah?
Yeah, and it's going to be cheaper than what it is on the website because I want people to read it. I want to get it out there. Yeah. Right.
But going back to my initial question before I got sidetracked, I saw that this is book 1 of a series. So can we expect book 2?
Maybe soon, possibly. But you know, it's I have it outlined, but it's not. I have the first chapter done and I have an outline, but again, I just finished this.
Yeah,
right?
you gotta give yourself a little.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of writing like a novella first about another thing that I'm interested in. Yeah, so that's probably going to be first on the docket.
Okay, but this is part 1 of a trilogy.
Yeah, and then there's also a side story that I want to write for this as well. Okay. Yeah, because, and then it'll make more sense once, like, if you read the book, right? It's a story that there's a lot of different stories that can be told within this universe of characters. So, yeah, there's 3 books I plan, this being book 1. 2 more, and then a side story.
For all of our viewers out there who are aspiring writers, do you have any tips for anyone who's trying to write a thriller novel?
Plan your stuff.
Plan your stuff, yeah.
I mean, I know some people don't, but I don't know. I've always felt that the best way to plan a story is to plan a story. Like, you need to sit down and think about the beginning, middle, and ending and how you're going to get there. Especially when it comes to, like, arcs for characters and because again, this is a thriller, but it's like a character study more than anything. So I think planning is a good thing, but also just write. just like you have to just like force yourself to sit there and look at the blank, because the blank page is the scariest thing. So you just have to sit there and start writing, because once you have something on the page, then it gets easier, right? Because the ball's rolling. So just write. That's really it.
I always say that if it's bad, you can fix it later, but you can't fix a blank page.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
How do you stay motivated throughout all of that, throughout the whole process and all the years? How do you stay motivated?
You have to love the story. Again, it's like, if it connects with you, don't write something that you don't care about, right? Like, it's not gonna work if you write something you don't care about. There's no passion in what you're writing. If you don't care, then you'll never be able to finish it. And if you do finish it, it's gonna show, right? It's gonna show on the page that you didn't care. Because I've read my fair share of books where, it's like, did they want to write this? It's like, or were they forced? I mean, but no, if you just have a story that you care about telling, and if you don't have that, then don't write, right? No matter what it is, or even anything in life, if you don't have the passion to do it, don't do it.
So the book is called Project Resonance. You could pick it up here at Coppercat Books during Carson's book signing. Carson, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.